Welcome to Losing Weight with EFT. If you haven't already read my free ebook, Losing Weight with EFT, Losing Weight with Love, please download it at the link below and you'll find lots of information about EFT, about dieting and not dieting, about emotional overeating. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to tap, how to use emotional freedom technique. So to start off with, we focus on an issue or a problem that we're having. It could be mental, physical, emotional. It doesn't actually matter. EFT works for most things. So I'm going to use overeating as an example in this particular video. So I'm going to focus then on how intense is this overeating stress for me on a scale of 0, which doesn't affect me at all, makes no difference to me, to 10 where it's driving me crazy, it's ruining my life. I can do nothing else but think about overeating. So for me at the moment, I'm about a 7 with overeating. So take a moment and tune in. What is your number? This is your SUDS level, your subjective unit of distress. So once we have worked out the number, write it down because we want to come back to that so we've got something to refer to. And just also to remember to always have some water when you're doing any kind of work like this. And if you'd like to have a sip now, do so. Right, so we start off by creating a setup statement, which we do 3 times. So we tap on the karate chop, which is the space between the base of the little finger and the wrist. So you can tap with your hand, you can tap with your fingertips. It's often good to tap with the fingertips because there are actually meridian points at the ends of your fingertips too. So while we're tapping, we say the setup statement, which begins, even though, and will end, I love and accept myself anyway. Now, I know for a lot of you saying I love and accept myself is not going to be easy. It certainly wasn't for me in the beginning, but I persisted and carried on saying it again and again, and now it's actually true. So that's an amazing shift. If you really don't want to say I love and accept myself, just say I accept myself, or I would like to love and accept myself. So the setup statement would go something like this. Even though I overate again, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I ate way too much and I feel completely out of control with food, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I overate again and I feel hopeless to ever change my behavior, I love and accept myself anyway. And then take in a deep breath and release it. Okay. So that's the setup statement. So we say exactly what our truth is, how we're feeling. We're not trying to make it better, we're just trying to accept what is. Then we move on to the reminder phrases, and that's what we do and say while we tap through the meridians of the body. So I'm going to show you each of the meridians now, and we're going to start with the eyebrow point. Some people start at the top of the head. I prefer the eyebrow point as a starting point. So when you tap, you can use 2 fingers, 1 finger, the whole hand, sometimes the flat hand. Just depends on what works for you and what part of the body you're dealing with. So when you're tapping on the eyebrow point, you want to get the place where the eyebrow hair meets the skin, right there. We have an eye socket bony ridge right here, and we're going to tap in a few places around that. So here is at the top here, the eyebrow point. So sometimes 2 fingers allow us to at least get the right point, even if we're not exactly in the right place. The next place to tap is the side of the eye. Again, you want that bony ridge of your eye socket. You want to tap just on that place there. So you can use 2 fingers or 1 finger. It doesn't matter. And then the next place is under the eye. Again, on the bony ridge of the eye socket in the center of the eye. You want to tap there. So all our tapping is gentle but firm. You don't want to tap too hard. You don't want to injure yourself. And you don't want to tap too lightly either. So just tap 7, 8 times is enough, but you can tap many, many times too. But a minimum of 7 or 8 times is good. The next place is under the nose, which is in that dent above your lip and under your nose. You can use 1 finger or 2 fingers, and if you want to, you can use the side of your finger. The next place is the chin, which is in the crease between your lip and your chin, right there. And you could use two hands if you wanted to. You could use one hand, you could use the other hand. It doesn't actually matter. As long as you get the tapping in the right place, you can use any hand either side. It's fine. The next is the collarbone point. So there's a dent in the center of your collarbone, and you want to come down a little bit and out to the side a little bit. So you're looking at these points here. I like to use one hand and tap both sides. You can just use one hand, you can use both hands, doesn't matter. Or you can use the flat of your hand to make sure you're definitely getting the right spot. The next part that is often tapped on is under the arm, which is about 4 inches, 10 centimeters down from your armpit. And you can tap with the side of the hand, you can tap either side, you can tap with one hand on the other, or both at the same time, whatever suits you best. And the final point that we usually use is the top of the head. So you can tap around in a circle, you can tap with the fingertips, you can tap with the flat of the hand, whatever works for you. There are two other points that I like to use, and the first one is the wrist point, which is in the crease here at the bottom of your wrist. And you can tap both wrists together in the center. You can use one hand on the other, doesn't matter. And the final one is under the breast. So it's just where the breast meets your body, right here. So if you've got big boobs, you can just lift them up and tap underneath, or tap both sides, whatever works for you. So you want in the center of your breast, just where the breast meets the body. Okay, so those are the basic tapping points. Now I'm going to just run through a round of tapping with you to show you how you would use it. So you would set your setup statement at least 3 times. So even though I overate again, I love and accept myself anyway. Another couple of times, and then you're going to start tapping on the body. So starting on the eyebrow point, I overate again. Ate way too much food. Just can't seem to stop eating. I feel totally out of control. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to change. Ate way too much food. All this overeating. All this overeating. I'm feeling depressed and frustrated. So after you've done a couple of rounds of tapping, take a note of your SUDS level. Check that the numbers come down. If it goes up, it's not a bad thing. It just means that there's more to tap on. So see what's going on with you. Check how you're feeling. Have any memories come up? Has anything surfaced for you? And write that down, because you're going to want to tap on that anyway. So ideally you want to get the SUDS level to come down by the end of the tapping rounds. And you're looking for 2 or less before you want to stop. If you can't get it down below 2 and you need to stop tapping, that's fine. You can always come back to it. But if you can, bring it right down to 0. If you want to end off your session with the gamma procedure, that's a wonderful way to stabilize things, sync your left and right brain together, and really get your body in tune with what you've been tapping on. And that is also something I'm going to show you, but in another video. It's on the site as well. So that's the basic tapping sequence. And if you want to do the full overeating tapping, you'll find that on the site, on the YouTube site. And please enjoy and see how that works for you, and let me know. You can write your comments down below. Thank you.